The tennis world is once again caught in a storm of emotions, confusion, and heartbreak. Emma Raducanu, the young British sensation who captured hearts across the globe in 2021, was seen in tears following shocking developments involving Spanish superstar Carlos Alcaraz. The story has left fans speechless, with questions swirling about what really happened between these two of tennis's brightest young figures. What unfolded wasn't just about tennis. It was about the human cost of fame, the emotional strain of competition, and the deep, unseen struggles behind the glamour of professional sport. Emma Raducanu's tears came after what should have been a joyful week for tennis. The young Brit had returned to form in her recent matches, showing flashes of the brilliance that won her the U.S. Open. She appeared confident, poised, and ready to reclaim her spot among the elite. But all of that came crashing down when news broke that Carlos Alcaraz had suffered a worrying health scare during his latest tournament appearance. Witnesses described a collapse-like moment that stunned the crowd and sent shockwaves through the tennis community. During a match that had been filled with intensity and long rallies, Alcaraz appeared visibly distressed. At first, fans thought it was fatigue, but as he slowed down, holding his chest and bending over with clear pain, concerns spread like wildfire. His coaches and medical team rushed to the court. Alcaraz, always the fighter, insisted he could continue, but moments later he was escorted away for medical evaluation. The young champion, known for his grit and passion, looked vulnerable, a rare sight that reminded everyone that even heroes have breaking points. Emma Raducanu, who has always spoken highly of Alcaraz's energy and professionalism, was reportedly watching the incident unfold. Sources close to her said she was deeply moved and visibly shaken. Moments later, she was seen wiping away tears, unable to hide her emotions. Some fans assumed it was simple empathy, one athlete feeling for another. But those who know her story understand there's more beneath the surface. Both Raducanu and Alcaraz have carried immense pressure since bursting onto the global stage as teenagers. For Emma, the fairy tale triumph of the U.S. Open turned into an unrelenting storm of expectation. Every match since then has been analyzed, every loss magnified. She's battled injuries, changes in coaching, and the weight of public scrutiny. Alcaraz, meanwhile, has faced his own kind of pressure, the expectation to become the next Rafael Nadal, the new face of Spanish tennis. Despite his youth, he has played through pain, exhaustion, and emotional fatigue, often hiding it behind his trademark smile. When Emma saw Carlos struggle on court, it seemed to hit her differently. She later admitted in a brief interview that she understood exactly what that moment felt like. Though she didn't elaborate, many believe she was referring to her own experiences with mental and physical strain. The sight of another young star, someone her age, crumbling under the same pressure she has faced, brought back painful memories of her own battles with injury and public expectation. Fans immediately took to social media, flooding both players' accounts with messages of support. "Stay strong, Emma," one fan wrote. "We love you both. Tennis needs you and Carlos healthy." Others couldn't help but speculate about the emotional bond between them. The two have often been photographed sharing friendly conversations at tournaments, and their mutual respect has been evident. While rumors of a deeper connection have circulated before, there's no confirmation of anything beyond friendship. What's clear, however, is that Emma's reaction was deeply personal. Reports from Alcaraz's camp later confirmed that the Spanish player had suffered from extreme exhaustion compounded by dehydration, not a serious injury. But the sight of him struggling was enough to alarm his fans worldwide. His coach, Samuel Lopez, said the young champion had been pushing himself beyond limits for weeks. "Carlos gives everything, always," he said, "but sometimes even the strongest need rest." The revelation left fans both relieved and concerned. Relieved that the situation wasn't worse, but concerned about how much these athletes are expected to endure. For Emma, the incident became a moment of reflection. In her post-match press conference later that day, she spoke softly about the need to take care of ourselves as people first, not just athletes. Her voice cracked as she mentioned the loneliness of the tour and how easy it is to lose touch with reality under constant pressure. "People see the trophies, the travel, the glamour," she said, "but they don't see what happens when the lights go off. Sometimes it's just you and your thoughts." Those words struck a chord across the sports world. The moment has since gone viral, with fans and fellow players applauding her vulnerability. Even tennis legends weighed in. Former world number one Andy Murray tweeted, "It takes courage to speak like that. Mental and physical health should always come first." Serena Williams, too, posted a heart emoji under a clip of Emma's comments, adding, "Truth." Meanwhile, Carlos Alcaraz took to social media after his brief recovery to thank his fans and to send a message directly to Emma. "I saw your support," he wrote. "Thank you, Emma. We all fight our own battles. Let's keep smiling." The exchange melted hearts across the internet, symbolizing mutual respect and human connection beyond competition. Still, behind the kind words and supportive posts, many wonder if tennis as a sport is doing enough to protect its young stars. The physical demands are brutal, traveling across continents, playing back-to-back tournaments, dealing with media obligations, and managing social media scrutiny. Both Alcaraz and Raducanu are barely in their 20s, yet they've lived more pressure-filled lives than most adults twice their age. The tearful moments, the breakdowns, and the recurring injuries are clear signs that the system may be pushing too hard as of now. Alcaraz is said to be resting and will undergo further evaluation before deciding whether to continue in his current tournament. Raducanu, on the other hand, plans to take a short break before her next appearance. Her team has stated that she's emotionally fine but in need of rest. Whether or not the two will meet again soon on the court, one thing is certain. Both have reminded the world that beneath the fame and success are young human beings trying to survive the weight of their own greatness. In the end, Emma Raducanu's tears were not just for Carlos Alcaraz. They were for every athlete who has been pushed to the edge, for every moment of loneliness behind the spotlight, and for every silent struggle that goes unseen. Her emotion told a story that statistics and match results never could. The story of the cost of greatness and the fragile humanity behind the heroes we cheer for. And perhaps, in that moment, the world finally saw them not as champions, but as people, vulnerable, imperfect, and real.